Echo Generations is an 80s-inspired, turn-based RPG game with timing-based combat a la Paper Mario, where proper timing will either reduce your incoming damage or deal extra damage to your enemies. This game has a very whimsical tone that just hints at a lot of kind of dark shit. There's a dog that enjoys chewing human bones. There's this weirdo collecting dolls in his sex mansion. He's very protective of his trash. Okay, this guy's a fucking serial killer. Because there's missing kids posters all over the fucking place. This game's secret agenda is to employ every single writer in Canada. Words. Can even read the script that the kid wrote. If you wanted more words. The only thing all these fucking weirdos can think of me to do is go fetch them something. Fetch me Christmas lights. Fetch me a doll. Fetch me a toy truck. I'm a baby. I can't even articulate that, but you're so well trained to know to fucking fetch it something. This guy's dead, and he might still give me a fetch quest. Verbose fetch questery aside, Echo Generation is a simple yet amusing throwback RPG coming out in 2021. The Last Spell is a dark fantasy survival roguelike where you must defend a bunch of wizards casting a spell to unfuck the planet because holy shit is it fucked. You will be fighting through absolute hordes and hordes and hordes and hordes and hordes and hordes and hordes of the undead. In between combat, you will be given an opportunity to level up your characters, rebuild your defenses, and build buildings that give you benefits. Should your enemies attack your buildings or enter your town, that will spread panic. The higher the panic, the less things you can do during the day. Each character can carry up to 2 weapons. Each weapon has different abilities, some using different costs. Some use stamina, which regenerates every turn, others use mana, which only regenerates partially every night. But mana abilities can just delete whole chunks of enemies. This game is a grim battle against the forces of entropy, a seemingly endless war of attrition with only a faint glimmer of hope at the end of a long dark tunnel. It's great, I think you should play it. Hey, got a minute to hear about Waldo's first session? I thought I was going into a drug-fueled cyberpunk adventure, and what I got instead was a walking simulator. As far as gameplay goes, you can choose dialogue options, and you can pick things up, and dear sweet God, what the hell just happened? But the highlight of the experience was flipping the switch here, because it turned on these lights here that look terrible. Well, the low point was when I came to the shocking realization that there's no strippers in the strip club, but do you know what there are? Trees! Well, I guess that's one type of wood. I mean, maybe they should have put some of that wood underneath the building so it's not floating in the nether. But if you happen to be looking for a linear hallway with a bunch of trippy visuals, with good voice acting and light platforming, this game is your thing. Wild Dose is due out March 2021. Shady Knight is fucking awesome. It is a fast-paced action platformer with a combo system. You have kicks, you have swords, you have arrows, you have parries. And the thing about the parry too is that if you're slightly off on your timing of the parries, they'll knock your weapon out of your hand. They're also super squishy. It only takes like 2 hits for even the little bug things to kill you. Drop kick enemies into spikes, drop kick them into barrels, pick up a barrel, crack them in the head with said barrel, kick them off the edge, air juggle them in the air, get a sword combo on them, and get your multiplier up higher than your fucking dick is. This game is fucking awesome. Anarchy Wolfslaw is, in theory, a first-person survival game, but it will really be leaving you asking the deep questions, like why? You can clear out areas and buy gas stations or power plants or whatever, and then you can jack up the price on it. But why? Why are these bandits trying to kill me, just milling outside my window, letting me club them to death with a crowbar without them even shooting at me? I've seen them shoot from the window. Why did my game just lag? Oh, it's because the game just spawned in 500 fucking zombies. But don't worry, if I jump up on this pipe here, none of them will move. What the fuck is implicit multiplayer? What does it do? What is this? What is this? What is this game? The hell is it? Upon reflection, I know exactly what this game is. Bad. Got a minute to hear about Draft of Darkness? Draft of Darkness is a grim roguelike survival horror deck building RPG. Holy fuck, is that a mouthful. Explore a procedurally generated urban hellscape, as monsters chip away at both your health and might in fact hit you with debilitating debuffs. There's a lot of depth to this combat system. Pay attention to your enemy's statuses and abilities. That'll prolong your short, pitiful life a little longer. Build a party of desperate survivors. Customize their decks and equipment in order to give yourself a fighting chance against the multitude of mutated monsters and malicious mechanical murderers. Start uncovering the secret of how the world got absolutely shittered. Trade with creepy merchants who seem surprised that you're still alive and shortly die. Buy a bunch of booster packs and start up a new run with a completely new deck. Die again, because you dumped all your ammo into an enemy that had dodge. Realize that you've been playing this game for hours and it has completely sucked you in. The game is hard, and you might feel like the deck is stacked against you. That just means you gotta stack your deck better. Hey, got a minute to hear about Pecaminosa? Pecaminosa is a pixel noir top-down shooter RPG, where you play as Detective John Sosa, who is haunted by the ghost of a criminal who needs you to bring his friends in order to redeem his dogshit soul, even though you're doing all the work. As an RPG, most of your time will be spent talking to NPCs and picking up quests. There's a lot of dialogue here, but it's pretty well written. You have 4 stats in Pecaminosa: luck, intelligence, force, and endurance. And they all do pretty much exactly what you think they would. Shoot thugs, level up again. Try to silence the voice in the back of your head that's asking whether or not this one man's redemption is actually worth all the dozens of identical fathers who are not going back to their children tonight. Quickly put that thought out of your head, as this large Irishman with a knife really wants to throw down. Listen here, Skippy. Your friend needs to redeem his soul, and if I gotta pray to Jesus over your dead body to do it, so be it. Pecaminosa is a smooth cocktail of noir RPG and arcade shooter. Hey, got a minute to hear about Hidden Deep? Hidden Deep is a 2D survival horror game where you swap between several very expendable members of a rescue team sent into an underwater facility almost 2 years after they lost contact. You know, to look for survivors. The only surviving things down here are a bunch of gooey aliens, but not for long. You have a lot of tools to navigate your environment. You have grappling guns, you have zip lines, you have scanners that'll tell you if the cavern below is hollow so you can breach into it with explosives. It's good that the game gives you a lot of tools to navigate the environments, because the platforming will be killing you way more than the gooey aliens that put you at the bottom of the food chain. The controls are a little clunky, especially when you're trying to drop down from platforms. In the current demo, there is the Chad Scout, who is really good with weapons, has all that navigation equipment. And then there are the Virgin Techs, who are glorified construction workers. They can't shoot for shit. Hidden Deep mercilessly beats you for every mistake you make, and you might just grow to like it. Potion Craft is an alchemist simulator game where you manually grind up and mix ingredients to make potions. Customers will mosey on into your little shop and tell you what they need, then wait patiently while you fumble blindly, and accidentally stumble dick first into a God-certifiable miracle. I have lightning in a bottle, and no one cares. The people around your shop really don't have much of a use for avant-garde chemistry. No, what you'll be making are healing potions, and healing potions, and healing potions, and healing potions. The customers are nice and chatty, and they will tell you exactly what they plan to use your potions for. Consider that the guy that just tells you he's going to murder his wife with it is probably not the most discreet person. Hey, we operate on plausible deniability here, good sir. Potion Craft is a very relaxing game that encourages you to experiment and explore. And unlike that one time in Mexico, this one will be a significantly more positive experience. Got a minute to hear about Alisa? Believe it or not, this game is actually not from 1998. This is a modern survival horror game that is a tribute to the original Resident Evil. Tank controls, we got 'em. Obtuse puzzles, we got 'em. Backtracking, we got him. Bad voice acting?
My name is Bo, and this is a dollhouse.
The dollhouse?
Oh yeah, we got that, boy. Old Poe back there will trade you a ton of useful items in exchange for gears that your dead clockwork porcelain doll enemies drop upon being killed. The enemies are actually not your greatest problem. The greatest problem in this game is the camera, especially in this fight with this big guy here in the kitchen. Yes, it's a throwback. Yes, it's a tribute. Yes, all of that. But there were games made in this style over 20 years ago that executed all of these mechanics better. It's an example of a mediocre survival horror game that would have been lost to the sands of time. Hey, got a minute to hear about Tower Princess? Tower Princess is a roguelike 3D action platform where a dragon has kidnapped every single princess in the world and locked them up in his dungeon. You, playing as a noble knight who absolutely wants nothing to do with a greasy peasant girl who doesn't even know what a shower is, has decided that he would rather risk life and limb navigating horrible traps, getting impaled, falling to death, digested by weird cubes, or stabbed by kobolds. After breaking into the dungeon, you are able to select your princess. There's a mermaid, and good luck having any fun times with her. There's the human, who will never appreciate anything you do for her. There's the zombie, who probably smells better than the peasant girl does. And then there's the kobold, who actually loves you. After you have carefully selected your princess, they will follow you around and provide you with support power. The only princess available in the demo is the vampire, and he has the ability to suck the life force of multiple enemies and give it back to you as health. Fun concept, solid mechanics, and you can fight a giant brain in a jar. It's a good time.